Lineups being exchanged at home plate. Brian Anderson, Bill Schroeder, glad to be with you tonight on WMLW. It is game 2 of this 3-game series with the Colorado Rockies, and there is Randy Wolf, excited to make his Brewers debut here tonight, and greeted with a nice ovation from a big crowd here on a Tuesday night in Milwaukee. Let's get you that starting lineup first for the visiting Colorado Rockies, managed by Jim Tracy. It's brought to you by Toyota. Carlos Gonzalez leads off. It's Dexter Fowler batting second with Todd Helton batting third. Middle of the order is Troy Tulowitzki, Brad Hoff, and Chris Iannetta. Ian Stewart gets the start against the lefty today with Clint Barmas batting eighth and the pitcher Greg Smith. Defensively for the Brewers, brought to you by Menards, it is Ryan Braun, Carlos Gomez, Corey Hart in the outfield. An infield of Casey McGee, Alcides Escobar, Ricky Weeks and Prince Fielder, and a battery of Greg Zahn and left-hander Randy Wolf.
Now Randy Wolf coming off his healthiest season with the Los Angeles Dodgers. A very good earned run average, 11-7 his record. 34 starts last year for Randy Wolf, and he was able to eat up 214 in the third innings. That's what Doug Melvin liked the most about Randy Wolf.
Signed a 3-year deal this offseason, and his first pitch as a Brewer is outside for ball one. Away we go on a Tuesday night. Carlos Gonzalez had a big night last night, or yesterday afternoon, I should say. 4 hits, 2 runs scored. 4 singles in the opener yesterday for the Rockies leadoff man. There's strike one. Wolf likes to work quickly. He is a defender's dream. He's a guy that had a very good spring training, with the exception of his final tune-up start, I guess you could say. Gave up 4 home runs to the Arizona Diamondbacks in his final spring training start.
Now the wind was howling out to the outfield that particular game, and I think 2 of those home runs would have been cans of corn, so to speak, here at Miller Park.
There's Brian O'Nora, home plate umpire. Crew chief is Jerry Crawford. He's over at third base tonight. Ball and 2 strikes on Gonzalez. Well, you'll see Wolf when he's right. He will work the corners, and he actually gets a lot of strikeouts with his deception and his command.
Boy, that's a tough pitch to take. Gonzalez takes it just barely off the outside corner.
Carlos Gonzalez was a big star for the Rockies down the stretch last year. Matter of fact, his arrival to Colorado kind of coincided with their turnaround. He was right here in Milwaukee when he joined the Rockies a season ago from the minor leagues. Hammers that one. This guy is on fire to start the year. Gomez able to cut it off. Still going to go for a double for Carlos Gonzalez. 5 hits already for Gonzalez. Well, for our Lexus scouting report, we went right to the source tonight. Here's Randy Wolf on Randy Wolf.
My goal is to be consistent and to go out there and the fans and my teammates know that when I go out there, I'm going to give the team a good chance to win that day. I'm going to be out there as long as Ken allows me to be out there. I'm not one of those guys who wants to come out of the game. I want to be out there. I mean, I only get to pitch once every 5th day. So when I'm out there, I want to be there as long as possible.
And he's not afraid of contact. I mean, here's a guy that throws a lot of strikes. Last year, 58 walks compared to 160 strikeouts, almost a 3-to-1 ratio. Strikeouts to walks. Everybody likes that. He works quickly. He fields his position very well, and there's no chump at the plate. He swings it pretty well. You know what? You look at him, and he's a ball player. He's a baseball player. Not just a pitcher going out there and throwing a baseball and then not doing much after that.
Wolf facing Dexter Fowler with a runner at second base. Fowler, a very fast runner as well. He and Gonzalez kind of flip-flopped last year at the top of the order. But once they got to the postseason, Fowler did lead off in Game 1 of the NLDS last year. But Gonzalez emerged as the more consistent leadoff hitter. Gonzalez plays center field when Fowler sits. And when Fowler's in the game, he's in center, Gonzalez in left field. So it's a nice mix and match that Jim Tracy has at his disposal. A lot of depth in the outfield. Fowler is a switch hitter, but much better from the right side than he is the left.
And will probably get a lot of starts, at least early in the season, against left-handed pitching. This Colorado lineup is still dominated by left-handed hitters. It was an effective tactic for the Philadelphia Phillies to start left-handers against the Rockies. Most of their power comes from left-handed hitters.
Now the Phillies threw Cliff Lee and Cole Hamels at the Colorado Rockies. And it really rendered Ian Stewart out of the game and designated him to a pinch hitting role. Interesting tonight. First opportunity against a left-handed pitcher. Jim Tracy allows Ian Stewart to stay in the lineup.
I'm going to start him out early in the season, see what he can do against the left-handers. But what it does when you start lefties against this ball club, a lot of times left-handed hitters, although they'll get their hits against left-handed pitchers, they lose a little bit of their power. And that's a big part of the Rockies' game.
And it was Stewart who hit a long home run here yesterday in the opener. That's going to get the runner to third. Leeds will take care of Fowler, but as we saw yesterday and as we saw in the second half of the season last year, the Rockies are fundamentally sound, and they usually execute in spots like that.
Yeah, good at bat by Fowler. Didn't get the base hit, but he got the job done. He got Gonzalez over to third base. Todd Helton, a productive out.
So Gonzalez at third. And here's Helton. The Brewers forced to bring their infield in here against Todd Helton. Made his 13th consecutive opening day start for the Rockies yesterday. And Helton had a good day at the plate. Had 2 hits. He was 2 for 5. He scored a run. A single and a double yesterday. His double came against left-hander Chris Narveson. And regardless of right-hander or left-handed pitcher, Helton is in the lineup.
Well, not the power hitter that he used to be, but still is able to hit for average, and a very good 2-strike hitter at that, even against left-handers. Very willing to go to left field.
Count remains at 0-2. Troy Tulowitzki would be next.
It'd be nice to get Helton here. You could perhaps pitch around Tulowitzki, a right-handed hitter sandwiched in between Helton and Brad Hopp, another left-handed bat.
Nice play by Zahn. Keeps Gonzalez at third base. Won't take much to get Gonzalez home. He runs so well. Anything medium deep to the outfield, and he'll score easily. Rockies struck first yesterday. They had a 2-run second inning. At one point led 4-0. The Brewers made a comeback yesterday and actually had a chance with the tying run to the plate in the 9th inning. Came up short, and a 5-3 loss.
Brewers hit an awful lot of baseballs right on the nose, but unfortunately right at the Rockies defense. Could have been a much different scenario had they hit them where they weren't. Prince Fielder in the 9th inning had a rocket right at Tulowitzki.
Yeah, back-to-back line drive outs to end the game. Fielder and Jim Edmonds. Now Corey Hart is in the starting lineup tonight. Edmonds on the bench. Nothing but left-handers on that bench for Ken Maka tonight.
Ken Maka was pleased with the way the guys approached their at-bats yesterday. Around the batting cage before today's game. Happy about the way they went about Ubaldo Jimenez. And that's Todd Helton in a nutshell right there. Fooled, but still able to stay alive. It was a good game yesterday. Just came up short.
Well, baseball players are such creatures of habit. They enjoy the routine of it, and opening day is a little different in that regard. As Helton drives one through the drawn at infield, a base hit. And the Rockies are on the board first.
Well, fastball that was supposed to be on the outside corner stayed in the middle part of the plate, and Helton able to hit it hard out of the reach of Escobar. But once again, the Rockies get on top early. Actually, that ball was supposed to be inside, left it out down the middle.
Well, you can see why the Fowler at bat pays such dividends. Not only did it advance Gonzalez, it brought the infield in. And Helton, an RBI single. Perhaps if the infield's back, that is an out, and a runner still at second base. It's those little things throughout a ball game and throughout a season. They stack up, and it makes such a difference. The two competitors from yesterday, Valdo Jimenez on the left, Giovanni Gallardo on the right.
Good job by Gallardo in yesterday's ball game. Jimenez was the talk of that batting cage today. I mean, his ball was moving, cutting, and sinking, and throwing in the mid to upper 90s. Had a good arm.
His worst fastball yesterday was 96 miles an hour. And at times, he hit 99. And on a bright sunny day with the roof open, it was tough to handle. A strikeout for Randy Wolf. Brian O'Nora rings up Tulowitzki. Second out of the inning.
Yeah, doesn't throw very hard, but he's not afraid to come inside the right-handed hitters. Check out Zahn, and Wolf put it right in his glove. That's a good two-strike pitch. Figure Tulowitzki's looking for something away, busts him inside, and catches the corner.
So 2 out. Helton still at first base, and here's Brad Hawk. Four left-handed hitters in the starting lineup among the position players for Jim Tracy. And it's truly staggered. Left, right, all the way down the list. Hawk starts the year batting 5th. He had a monster first half in 2009. It was a struggle in the second half. He was an all-star last year. Big cut and a miss. 0-2 the count on Brad Hawk.
And one of the many home run threats in this lineup. And as you can see, much different results against left-handed pitchers.
Randy Wolf throwing a lot of strikes here in the first inning. And he punches out Brad Hawk. The Rockies get a run, but Randy Wolf with back-to-back strikeouts to end the first. Now the Brewers are coming up down 1-0. Driving in Carlos Gonzalez, and now Ken Maka will send this lineup, brought to you by Toyota. Ricky Weeks, Carlos Gomez, and Ryan Braun at the top. Then it's Fielder, McGee, and Zahn in the middle of the batting order. Corey Hart, Alcides Escobar, and Randy Wolf rounded out. See Braun yesterday, a couple of hits, 2 RBIs. Brewers will face left-hander Greg Smith.
And the Lexus scouting report on Greg Smith. He missed most of the year last year, only made 11 starts in the minor leagues. 3 different levels of the Rockies minor league system. A tremendous changeup. That's probably his best pitch. And it could be tough to run on this guy. He's got a great pickoff move.
So he's the Rockies version of Randy Wolf about 7 years prior. And Smith gets his opportunity in the starting rotation. Jeff Francis was originally penciled in the starting rotation for the Rockies, but he's going to be down another couple of weeks. Ricky Weeks leads off for the Crew. Then Gomez, then Braun. Yesterday, the Brewers stranded 11 on base. Lost the game despite out-hitting Colorado 12-10. Ricky Weeks was on base 3 times yesterday. 1 for 3, reached on a walk and a hit by pitch.
And the Brewers stranded 11 base runners in yesterday's ball game. They also hit into 3 double plays. So they did have their opportunities. Just weren't able to cash in when it counted.
Now Weeks glad to be back after surgery a year ago. He and Escobar hooked up on a nice double play yesterday. Be a fun tandem to watch at the Keystone this year, with not just the speed but the throwing arms as well.
Pretty athletic up the middle with short and second and center field. This guy's going to cover a lot of ground.
Brewers are blessed with very good arms around their defensive alignment as Weeks works the count full. All 3 outfielders throw the ball well. You got the middle infielders who have strong arms. That can pay dividends when you're trying to cut off runs, and at least it gets it into the mind of a third base coach.
You're not so apt to send a runner to home plate when you have those kind of arms in the cutoff spot.
Smith walks him. Had him 0-2, and Weeks is aboard. Ricky showed a very good eye in his first month of play last year before the injury, and then all spring he's carried that over. So here's Carlos Gomez, and what a debut it was yesterday. 4 hits in a Brewers debut. He joins Chuck Carr and Felipe Lopez. Lopez did it after the trade with the Arizona Diamondbacks last July.
That's right, Chucky Carr.
Gomez still trying to get that first bunt hit out of the way. He's an excellent bunter, and you'll see a lot of that from Gomez this year.
And Ken Maka really encourages both Ricky Weeks and Gomez any way they can get on base in front of Ryan Braun and Prince. We saw Gomez bunt for some base hits. Last week of spring training, he doesn't even have to put down a good bunt to get a base hit. He's so fast, so quick out of the box.
A lot of speed at the top of the order for the Brewers, and they hope to utilize that speed. Weeks likes to run. Gomez is a good bunter, and the fact that he does bunt so well, he always bats with the third baseman in on the grass, which opens up some holes for him. Next step for Ken Maka and Dale Swain as Weeks takes off. A swing through, and Ricky is in there. A stolen base. Pretty good throw by Iannetta. The swing by Gomez kept him back in the crouch, and Weeks is able to steal the base.
It might have been a hit and run. You don't know. Ricky had a pretty good jump off of the left-hander who's got a great move, the high leg kick, and look at this throw right on the money. But Ricky able to beat it. Got the hand in there. Not sure if he had the move or he just went on first move. And he's able to steal it.
Now we'll see if Gomez can deliver Weeks at least to third base. They talked to Dale Swaim and Ken Maka. The next step for Gomez, as far as his game is concerned, is to hit the ball on the ground. Tends to pop up. He showed unusual power yesterday. He's not a big home run hitter. Hasn't been in his career, but he could certainly evolve into one with his frame. Oh, that one barely made the dirt circle.
I think it might have been a changeup. Not sure. I don't think it registered on the gun. Let's see. Pretty nice block by Iannetta. Barely makes the dirt.
It's like cricket. That's almost a strike on the bounce.
That's a nice block.
That is a good play. Got to be an empty feeling as a catcher when it barely hits the dirt circle.
Yeah, not much you can do. You just throw your body at it.
Ball and 2 strikes. And there's a good job. Gomez over to Helton. And Weeks to third base.
Well done, Carlos Gomez. A little squib shot. I think it was a changeup once again, right off the end of the bat, and a dribbler to Todd Helton, who I think had a little sweat running down his brow. We saw Gomez getting down the line.
So Gomez delivers Weeks to third base, and here comes Ryan Braun. An appreciative Miller Park crowd acknowledging Gomez's execution. I always love hearing that.
And hustle. Nothing like seeing a guy, a little dribbler like that, just bust it down the line.
Boy, if you had speed like that, why wouldn't you, right?
Yeah.
Did they get it all spelled correctly? Are they all in the right spot?
Go Brew Crew.
I think they're good. Ryan Braun. He's got his dad here for this opening week. His dad, Joe. Ryan's brother, Steve, is still a Brewer farmhand. He is slated to play in Appleton this year for the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. That makes it easy on Pops to keep tabs on both sons.
I'm sure Steve is going to be enjoying some free dinners courtesy of his brother.
Better be. Ryan had a couple of hits yesterday. Narrowly missed a home run in the 5th inning off Jimenez. Missed it by about 3 feet. Hit it high off the wall down the left field line. 2 hits and an RBI. Make it 2 RBIs for Braun. Brewers have the get 'em on part of it. They've got the get 'em over part of it taken care of. Now it's time to get 'em in.
It used to be ABC baseball. A and B have been taken care of. Now C's the big part.
The dynamic duo of Braun and Fielder. Easy for a manager to pencil those two in the lineup every day. The 1-2 struck him out. Went up the ladder with a fastball, and Greg Smith picks up a big strikeout here in the 1st inning.
Yeah, fastball up out of the zone, only 87 miles an hour, but it was set up by the changeup the pitch before. 80 miles an hour down out of the strike zone, 87 up out of the zone, and Brawny swings through it.
Well, this was a spot last year, especially in the 2nd half, as the pennant races began to take shape, when pitchers were very careful to Prince Fielder, even in a lefty on lefty scenario. Smith knows he has a couple of bases open.
And with those 100+ walks, Prince Fielder did what he had to do. Don't swing out of the strike zone. Make him throw his strikes. Leave it up to the next guy. Not doing anybody any favors by swinging at pitches out of the strike zone.
Casey McGee, the primary benefactor of that a year ago. 2 balls, no strikes. 3-0.
That's what we're talking about, right? Prince Fielder. Those last 2 pitches didn't miss by too much. Got to be patient. Got to believe he's going to be swinging here, though. 3-0.
Fielder, the first in Brewers history to walk 100 times last year. And Smith lays that one right in there.
Maybe he wasn't swinging 3-0. I guarantee he had the green light. Just a matter of whether he wanted to swing or not.
See what Smith does with him here. 3-1. And he walked him. Tried to get him to chase. Fielder draws the walk. And Casey McGee will get a chance with 2 on. That's why we talk about that 5 spot in the bagging order. It's not just the protection spot. I guess it depends on how you phrase it, but it's certainly, I mean, they're going to walk Fielder. That's a given. It's going to happen. He's probably going to walk 100 times again this year. So that hitter behind Prince Fielder becomes all that much more important.
And has an opportunity for a lot of RBIs, that's for sure. Not quite sure what this conversation's about. Got the entire infield on the mound. Conversations between Jim Tracy and Greg Smith.
Well, we had a chance to visit with Casey McGee. We asked him about hitting behind Braun and Fielder.
It was just a pleasure to be able to sit there and see it every day. It didn't matter if it was a Cy Young candidate or a guy just called up. I mean, they were having good at bats every single time they went up there, pretty much. And I mean, it almost got to be ridiculous. I'd be having to walk up there after Prince hits one off the middle of the scoreboard. And there was numerous times I had to walk up there and tell the catcher, "Dude, don't worry about it. I can't do that."
Casey McGee led all National League rookies in home runs a year ago. He belted 16 and made a late push for the Rookie of the Year. He finished 5th in the voting, which I thought was low. Chris Coughlin won the Rookie of the Year from the Florida Marlins. Not only did McGee have the home runs and the RBIs, he also had a 300-plus batting average last season. Driven to right. That's pretty well hit, but slicing foul in the seats.
And is going to be a very important piece to this lineup once again, hitting behind Prince. And Casey McGee has a way of minimizing everything that he does out there. The fact that he was so productive kind of had the opposition throw more strikes to Prince. If Casey wasn't getting it done, or anybody else for that matter, he would have never seen a strike.
He stands right on top of that plate, which is why McGee drives the ball to the opposite field so well. Another good play by Iannetta.
Every one of his changeups has ended up down in the dirt. He'd rather have him there, I guess, than up around the belt. But that is his best pitch, and if he's not able to get that pitch over for a strike, or at least get the Brewers to swing at it, he might be in for a short night.
Ball and 2 strikes on McGee. He lays off. Shows a good eye. Casey covers the plate so well. He's got very little movement in his batting stance. See the RBI leaders last year among National League rookies, 66. Led the way in home runs as well. This is a stance that he came up with 2 years ago in AAA in the Cubs organization. So he kind of hit a lot of different ways, more traditional. But he was going through a real funk early in the season in Iowa for the Iowa Cubs. He said, you know, I just went up there, and the first thing that came to mind when I stepped up to the plate, I tried kind of the Cal Ripken theory, whatever feels comfortable. And then he started swinging the bat well and ended up having a great season in AAA Iowa in 2008, and he carried it over into last year, and the batting stance stays. Just got a piece.
Well, it does two things for you. Number one, you know you can't overstride with a stance that starts out so spread out. And plus, when you're that spread out, the only thing you can do is throw your hands at the baseball, which is what you want to do anyway. So it kind of takes care of two different things for Casey. I think there's two guys in the big leagues with wider stances than McGee and Edmonds. They're both spread out almost front of the box to the back.
2-2. Casey drives one right center field. Did he get enough? Hop is back, and she's gone. Casey McGee, a 3-run home run.
Well, the inability of Schmidt to get that changeup over for a strike, forced to throw the fastball, and Casey took it to right center. Check it out. There it is, outer half. It was supposed to be inside on Casey McGee, and a nice short stroke. A 2-strike stroke, and drives it on out of here into the Colorado bullpen. Oh, what a beautiful at bat. There's some good at bats this inning already.
A 2-out, 2-strike home run for McGee. Fielder shows patience at the plate, trusting the hitter behind him, and McGee makes Smith pay. 3-1 Milwaukee here in the first inning. Casey battled his swing all spring. Found it the last week at an opposite field home run in the final exhibition game here at Miller Park. And when he's going well, that's what he does. He drives the ball to the opposite field.
That's got to feel good for Casey, no doubt. There's another guy that hit a lot of balls right on the nose in spring training with not much to show for it.
Yeah, we kept having to remind Casey, you know, the stats, they really don't matter. Somebody keeps them because they keep surfacing every year. And McGee had been a guy in his 2 previous spring trainings, one with the Cubs, one with the Brewers, who had monster numbers. And it was his spring training in 09 that earned him a spot on the Brewers roster last year. So really, for the first time, he struggled in the spring. And it just doesn't matter, does it?
No.
I know he's glad to get that first home run out of the way.
Well, you want to feel good coming out of spring training. You want to have your stroke down if you're a hitter. You want to feel good throwing strikes out there in the mound. But the numbers really don't matter. They don't matter at all.
Full count to Greg Zahn. Switch hitting Brewer catcher.
Well, Smith throwing a lot of pitches in this first inning. 33 already.
2 walks and a home run. Ricky Weeks started with a walk. He stole second. Gomez got him over on a ground ball to first. Braun struck out. And then a walk to Fielder and a home run to McGee. Broken bat. Ian Stewart to Helton. And the inning is over, but Casey at the bat comes up with his first home run of 2010.
3 spot in the first. Casey McGee, a 3-run home run.
A 2-out, 2-strike home run for Casey McGee. And here we go to the second. Long first inning. Rockies got a run on a Todd Helton RBI single. Randy Wolf back on the mound, and first ball swinging is Iannetta. Corey Hart's first chance of the year, and one away.
Hey, follow the Brewers on your iPhone, iPod Touch, BlackBerry, and Android phone with MLB.com At Bat 2010. And it features play-by-play video highlights and live audio broadcasts. Visit Brewers.com today for details.
BlackBerry was busy yesterday, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Burning up. People wondering where I was after the game yesterday.
Yes, the parking lots stayed active until deep into the night.
Usually after opening day, I kind of go out in some of my old haunts and run into some fans. And not yesterday, pal.
Well, you're moving up there.
Getting old.
Right. You're Champions Tour eligible now. So.
I was getting ready for that NCAA basketball game. What a dandy, huh?
That was a great game. That one's pretty well hit. Stewart to the opposite field, and he has another home run. His second home run in as many days. Ian Stewart, who homered on his birthday yesterday, at 25 a year ago, and now with 2 already. It's 3-2 Brewers.
Well, so much for losing power against left-handed pitchers. He hit that one a ton. Over the wall and up on that concourse out there in center field. Ian Stewart centers on a fastball that caught a little bit too much of the white of the plate. And that was a no-doubter. Nice short stroke by Ian Stewart. And Colorado back to within 1 run.
Well, this Rocky Ball Club, they can swing the bats. Plenty of power up and down their lineup. Jim Tracy giving Stewart a chance to be an everyday player, which means he has to hit against left-handers, and proves his manager right in his first turn. You see that note in the Rockies game notes today? It's pretty interesting. The Elias Sports Bureau told us that Ian Stewart, on his 25th birthday yesterday, he homered in his first plate appearance. So that he's the first major league player to ever do that. Homer on his birthday in his first plate appearance in the first game of the season.
Really?
That is some kind of deep research right there. Deep. The only other player who had ever homered in a season opener on his birthday, Rock, Scott Rowland, because I know you wanted to find that out. Scott Rowland did it with the Phillies, but that was in his third at-bat.
Okay. That's good stuff.
That's deep. Barmas to right. Hart coming in. He's got it. 2 outs.
I wonder who digs that stuff up.
Elias does.
I mean, where is that information? I mean, you know how many different, phases you have to go through to find that?
There's a lot of criteria to get through before you find
every
out.
Opening day. Birthdays of players on every opening day, and who has time for that?
Cliff Clavin does. It's a well-known fact. But that's pretty cool, isn't it? To do something that nobody in the history of baseball has ever done.
Right.
Greg Smith, the Rockies pitcher, with 2 outs. Smith got a late call to the big leagues. Jeff Francis was cruising right along in spring training. Looked like he was going to be the number 2 starter for the Rockies. Came up with some shoulder stiffness. Francis had shoulder surgery last year. Missed the entire season. And a week before the season, it was Smith who got the call. Louisiana native, played his college ball at LSU. Spent a year in the big leagues 2 years ago with Oakland. He was part of that Matt Holliday deal between the A's and the Rockies.
And numbers kind of deceiving for Smith. When you look at his year in 08, 7-16, .416 ERA, had the worst run support of any major league pitcher last decade. 2.88 runs per game.
Hits that one pretty well, but Hart is there, and the inning is over. Ian Stewart, a day after his 25th birthday, comes up with his second home run of the season. A no-doubter into left center, and it's 3-2 Brewers. There's two ways to go about getting them on, getting them over, and getting them in, right?
That's right. You know, Todd Helton base hit to score a run for the Rockies in the first, and then with 2 outs. You know, first and third, Casey McGee taking a 2-strike pitch and knocking it on out of here to the opposite field. That's what you call finishing off small ball with big ball. That's what the Brewers do best.
Getting them on, getting them over, and then getting them all in with one swing of the bat. That always gets them in.
A, B, C, D, E.
C+. 3-2 our score. The Brewers lead the Rockies. A lot of action early here as we move to the bottom of the second inning. Fielder having some fun with Casey. Maybe they're coming up with a new post-home run, dance. Ryan Braun and Prince Fielder have the 1-2 boxer move. Casey's old school, though. He's hard to get into that trap. I just like to run in, step on the plate, and go get a drink of water. Here's Corey Hart to lead off against Greg Smith. Hart was in the news plenty yesterday. Jim Edmonds in the starting lineup in right field. And as Ken Maka said before the game yesterday, Rock, maybe if it's not opening day, it's not such a big story.
Right.
Tough right-hander, hard-throwing right-hander. Not a great matchup for Corey Hart. But because it's opening day and everybody wanted to know, why not Corey Hart? And those questions were asked.
Well, and then the matchups really, as you mentioned, weren't all that great for Corey. Edmonds had pretty good numbers against Jimenez. Short sampling, it was 3 for 5, but still in all. Edmonds with a base hit yesterday against Jimenez.
And now it's Hart's turn. Over to Stewart. And the first out of the inning. Let's check the Rockies defensively. It's brought to you by Menards. Got Carlos Gonzalez starting in left field. He was in center yesterday with Dexter Fowler up the middle and Brad Hoff in right. Very good arm in right field. Stewart, Tulowitzki, Barmes, and Helton around the horn with a battery of Iannetta and Greg Smith. So not only does Greg Smith take the spot of Jeff Francis and get a spot on the Major League roster, but he goes to the number 2 spot in the starting rotation. There was some talk with Jim Tracy that he would end up as the fifth starter. But Tracy wanted to back up Jimenez with a left-hander. And they're not expecting Francis to be gone long. Matter of fact, he threw today. And he was pain-free today, we're told. Francis expected to be back in the rotation in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, a couple of the guys that the Rockies are really counting on in their pitching staff. Houston Street and Francis both on the shelf.
Escobar, his first chance against Smith. Alcides was 0 for 3 yesterday. He actually swung the bat well. Had 2 line drive outs. Quality at bats according to his hitting coach. There's a bouncer to Stewart. Nice pickup. And 2 up and 2 down.
And Brewer's very pleased with the way Escobar was able to work the count yesterday. Saw a ton of pitches. Remember that at bat yesterday. He got down 2 strikes early, able to fight off some tough pitches, draw a walk. Those are the types of things that Ken Mock is looking for from Escobar, trying to get on base any way he can. I was talking to Doug Melvin before the game today. He said that Jim Edmonds saw 28 pitches yesterday. Talking about working the count, huh? He said Escobar saw 21 pitches and Ricky Weeks as well. So that's a ton of pitches that between 3 guys.
Yeah, especially as you get to the bottom of the order. Those could be devastating at bats for an opposing pitcher. Even with the results not there, you still extend the pitch count. The Brewers were able to chase Jimenez in the 6th inning. Had 8 hits against Ubaldo yesterday. He showed yesterday why he is one of the premier right-handers in all of baseball. It's a good matchup yesterday between he and Gallardo.
Yeah, both starters did a nice job yesterday. Really did, but Jimenez had nasty stuff. He really did.
No balls and 2 strikes on Randy Wolf. And down he goes. 3 up, 3 down inning for Greg Smith. Brewers go in order in the 2nd, and we're on our way to the 3rd inning. 3-2 Brewers lead it. We'll visit with the owners, Mark and Debbie Atanasio, when we come back. That was earlier today, and we're pleased to be joined now by Debbie Atanasio, Mark Atanasio, and had the checkbook out today. Congratulations! And I like what you said there. We were at the Northside YMCA today, and the $1 million, as you said, is just a start for you.
It's just a start, but it's a good start. We're very excited about what Cecilia Gore and our whole group is doing with Brewers Community Foundation.
And the newly named Brewers Community Foundation, and an effort that you've decided to ramp up. And as you said, you put your money where your mouth is today. And it comes from Debbie, of course.
We said our mouths.
That's right.
Yeah, it's our mouths. And Debbie's been on me. I think she said 5 years now to do this.
That's right.
So acting with my usual speed, we got it done.
And Debbie, I know you put this dedication in the memory of your parents as well.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I explained today that my parents were very socially active and taught me that it's extremely important that you have a duty to help people who can't help themselves, to give back to your community, and that we want to serve as an example to our children so that they learn that they need, in order to have the kind of life that we want them to live a good life, you must care about your community and care about other people who don't have the advantages that you have in life.
Mark, one of your big initiatives, Mark and Debbie, your initiatives when you bought the ball club was to enhance the charitable portion of the organization. Are you happy with where things are with respect to that right now?
We're happy where things are. You know, Brewers Community Foundation, which was Brewers Charities, gives upwards of $1 million a year to provide support to organizations greater Milwaukee area. But you can always do better. And so Debbie and I would like to figure out how to double that. And it's not only us, but executives. We had a number of players there today. And our fans through the raffle we have now. And nice that's foul. And gift jars around the stadium. We expect to raise several $100,000 per year from our fans as well.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, you see a lot of the Brewer players out in the community and doing a lot of great things. But Debbie, you know, it's not just the players; it's the wives too,
It's
right?
absolutely the wives. I was saying earlier today when I was speaking on the radio that every summer I have a luncheon for the wives, and I ask them what we can do for them. And instead of hearing that they want better seats in the ballpark or they want better child care, they all say we want to do more for the community. We want to be more involved. And I promised them that we would give them that opportunity, and they will have it.
Well, we saw Prince Fielder today. He and his wife Chanel, their two kids. Casey and Sarah McGee were there today. Jeff Suppan, Dana Suppan, and LaTroy Hawkins was there today as well. The new brewer and Anita.
And his wife Anita, right?
Yeah.
Which
And
was
their daughter.
great to see. Yeah, Troy was there as well as Todd Helton bangs one into right field, a 2-out hit for Helton. Visiting with Mark and Debbie Atanasio, and a big announcement today, $1 million donation into the Brewers Community Foundation. I'd like to talk a little bit more about the 50-50 raffle. I saw the vendor today for the first time with the 50-50 T-shirt on. So can you just kind of tell us about that program this year? It's a new program this season.
It's a new program, but I think it's used in other ballparks. I know the White Sox do it, and it's legal, where you half the money goes to the winner of the raffle, and half goes to Brewers Community Foundation. So
It's a $2 raffle ticket. Not very much money.
And I think the guy who won it yesterday actually is out of work, and so I think the $3,500 or $3,600 he won will come in handy. And thank him very much for supporting it, and hope he's going to enjoy his good luck.
Are employees eligible?
Employees are not eligible, unfortunately.
We can donate. We can't take the winnings, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But we found out about these methods of raising money in ballparks by having Cecilia Gore, our new executive director for Brewers Community Foundation, had a conference here in January and invited all representatives from the 30 Major League Baseball clubs to send the people in charge of their charitable foundations to come here and talk about what they do to raise money. And we learned a lot, and we found that the two methods that we thought would work best in our ballpark are to have a 50-50 raffle and have canisters located all over Miller Park near the concession stand, so that our fans can just drop their change if they'd like, and the change for children canisters.
Well, that's the inning. Randy Wolf does a nice job. A scoreless
Well
frame.
timed.
Nice going. Great job today.
Thanks,
Congratulations,
guys.
Mark
Appreciate
Atanasio. Debbie, way to go. Thanks
Thanks
for
for
being with us.
coming out with us today, Mark.
You bet.
Baseball, your favorite sitcoms, and even weekend movies. This Saturday at 3, WMLW presents the Baseball Classic feature, Bull Durhams, starring Kevin Costner. Bull Durhams, Saturday at 3, here on WMLW.
Happy birthday, Andy. You made it another year. Hard to believe. One of the many of our great crew bring you Brewers baseball every night. Ricky Weeks will lead them off. The Brewers lead the Rockies 3-2. Top of the order coming up for Milwaukee. Good to have Mark and Debbie in the booth. Usually Mark comes on and, you know, we hit him with the hard questions.
Yeah.
But a great thing today, and I know Debbie was, you can't even say heavily involved. As Mark said today, it was her thought, his plan to put in motion with this club, and that was a great event this morning at the Northside YMCA. A bunch of kids came out and we had a good time today. Weeks pops it up. Tulowitzki makes a catch for out number one. Debbie wanted me to remind everyone the jackets they were wearing, those gray jackets. Brand new in the fan zone. Excuse me, the team store.
I was checking those things out. They look nice. They'd look good on our instructionals, our post-game instructionals.
I like those jackets.
Yeah. I think you might be able to procure one of them.
You know, I asked Mark about it, and he reminded me that there is a new team store location on the terrace level that I could visit.
You ever been up on the terrace level?
I have. I checked out the new team store yesterday, as a matter of fact. It looks great up there. So now 3 stores open.
That's some nice stuff in there. That's some great Brewer apparel for the ladies.
Carlos Gomez bats for the second time against Smith. There you are. See? A little more space. Have room to walk around. That's the team store on the field level.
Behind home plate,
I believe. Nice bunt. Got a chance here. Helton gets the tag on him. Wow, what a play by Todd Helton.
Yeah, he's something else, isn't he? I mean, you know what he can do at the plate, but he feels his position just about as well as anybody at first base. 35 years old, and he still moves around like a teenager. A tough play. The fact that he's a left-handed throwing first baseman made that play a little bit more difficult. Had to grab it and reach across his body. Talked about Gomez. Doesn't have to drop down a perfect bunt to get the base hit, but Helton able to get him. That's a great play. Just barely able to get him on the thigh.
Well, Gomez gave it a good chance. Held in his 3 Gold Gloves. Makes a better play.
Yeah, the idea for a push button like that is to get it toward the second baseman. Pass the pitcher toward the second baseman and nobody can get you. Got that one a little bit too much down the line.
Well, many feel Helton was deserving of a Gold Glove last year. Hasn't won a Gold Glove since 2004. But those who cover him on a daily basis, broadcasters and print writers, will tell you that nobody in the game plays a better first base than Helton, even at 35 years of age. He had back issues 2 seasons ago. His career was on the brink a little bit, but back surgery between the 08 and 09 season, and had a healthy year last year. And not only did he continue to play well defensively, but he hit once again. Well over 300. Among active players, has the 3rd highest batting average in the game of baseball.
How about a career 328 batting average?
It's getting it done.
Not bad.
And Helton has 2 hits tonight. Ryan Braun says he hopes to win a Gold Glove one day. Changing positions from third base to left field, and he lines that one foul in the seats.
Well, still learning how to play the outfield. He never really played the outfield until he got moved out there. At the big league level, it's not an easy transition, but he has all the ability, all the tools to be a very, very good left fielder.
Full count to Braun. And that one's on the corner. Ryan Braun is rung up and does not agree with Brian O'Nora. The inning is over. Smith has settled down. He's retired 7 straight since McGee belted the 3-run homer. 3-2 Brewers on our way to the 4th inning. Reset brought to you by Heiser Automotive. Ian Stewart with his 2nd home run in as many days of the 2010 campaign. Casey McGee, the inning before, a 3-run home run, putting the Brewers on the board and giving them the lead. 3-2 is our score. RBIs from the Rockies today from Todd Helton and that home run by Stewart. McGee has all 3 with 1 swing of the bat in the 1st inning. That was a 2-strike 2-out home run by McGee to the opposite field. But both pitchers seem to have settled down since. Randy Wolf, a scoreless third inning, facing Brad Hawk to start the fourth. Hawk, Iannetta, then Stewart. That's good breaking ball from Randy Wolf.
Oh, nice slider that time. He'll throw more sliders than curveballs to lefties. We haven't really talked about his pitches too much tonight. Fastball, basically four-seamers. Touch 90 once in a while. Good changeup. He'll throw a good overhand curveball and a slider like that one right on the outside corner to Brad Hawk.
Fourth strikeout for Randy Wolf. Here's Iannetta. So what you like about Wolf, and he's shown it already today, he throws a lot of strikes. He has excellent command. Works quickly. And he says about his breaking ball, gravity takes over more than spin.
It's in the upper 60s, low 70s at times.
And he'll change speeds with that curveball as well. There's the slow one.
And more times than not, he will throw that big, lazy curveball over for a called strike. Not too many hitters go up there looking for that pitch. So it's important that he throws it for a strike, and he can do it most of the time.
And we asked him about his curveball in Arizona. He showed a very good breaking pitch in the Cactus League, and curveballs are usually hard to come by in Arizona. But Randy Wolf said, well, as long as the law of physics applies in Phoenix, Arizona, then my curveball will be fine.
26-mile-an-hour difference. They had a 65-mile-an-hour curveball. Now that is a gravity ball, 65 miles an hour.
And it makes an 86-mile-an-hour fastball look like a mid-90s fastball. You're really seeing two left-handers today who go about it in similar fashion. Greg Smith and Randy Wolf. Broken bat, Wolf makes the play. Second out of the inning.
A 3-2 breaking pitch, and Iannetta jammed himself in a weak humpack liner back to Randy Wolf. Check it out, 3-2. Do you look for that pitch, the curveball? Got in on his hands, and an easy play by Wolf. You never know what you're going to get at any given time when Wolf is out on the mound. He got such good command of all four of his pitches.
Two outs for Ian Stewart. Swinging a red-hot bat to start the season. Stewart has hit a couple of long home runs. The one he hit yesterday was halfway up the Giants scoreboard, up there in Prince Fielder territory, off the Miller Lite sign. That's how you have to pitch him.
Yeah, got to crowd him. But you can't miss out over the plate, which is what happened last time Stewart was at the plate. They tried to come inside, left it down the middle.
At a career high 25 home runs a year ago. Opens this season as the everyday third baseman for the Rockies. He was the starting second baseman on opening day last year. Actually played both corner outfield positions a year ago. He's kind of evolving from a utility man to an everyday player. And 25 home runs, not facing lefties on most days, will start to get a manager thinking about you as an everyday player. 2-2 pitch. Got him. Randy Wolf with his best inning. Dots the inside corner. He has 5 strikeouts through 4 innings. And the Brewers take a 3-2 lead as we head to the home fourth.
902-4000 for ticket availability.
How about our Subway trivia tonight? What Major League team did Randy Wolf hit his first Major League home run off of? He's a very good hitting pitcher. Ponder that one. Here's a very good hitting first baseman, Prince Fielder, to lead off the fourth inning.
Did he do it on his birthday? On opening day?
It's possible.
No, it's not.
He's got an August. Well, that's true, because he has an August birthday. You've been into the stats.
There's only been 2, right?
Scott Rowland and Ian Stewart.
Right.
Is what we learned tonight from the Rockies notes.
Trick question. Gotcha.
Randy Wolf's birthday is in August. You had another nice nugget in there. I'm anxious for you to break out. I think it's ready for air, honestly.
I'm afraid to do it because I know I'm going to confuse myself just by reading it. You know, Ian Stewart's home run yesterday was on a 3-0 pitch.
Right.
Last season, the Rockies had just 1 home run on a 3-0 pitch. A solo shot by Todd Helton off Detroit's Armando Galarraga. And what's interesting about that?
About Galarraga?
Right, Armando Galarraga.
Right.
Andres Galarraga is the only other opening day first baseman other than Todd Helton in Rockies history.
Now that's bringing it home.
And I didn't even confuse myself.
You're starting to sound like a play-by-play guy. Nice going. Well read. Fielder takes a ball, and it's 1-2.
What else I got in here?
Bill Schroeder has found the game notes, everyone.
Yeah, front page. I never look at them.
Why would you? It's all kinds of fun information in there.
And it may be the last time I look at the front page.
It's just, it's water cooler information.
Right.
Two and two to Fielder. And he hammers that one to right. Prince down the line for extra bases. A leadoff double for the Brewers. Fielder's been on twice.
All right, how about the big fella? Did you see the way he pulled those hands in to get the barrel of the bat on that pitch in on him? Good piece of hitting by Prince. He's not just a power hitter. He is flat out good hitter. Pulls the hands in. Check out the high finish for Prince. Watch those hips. They got to pop those hips open, lead the bat through the strike zone, and able to keep that ball fair right down the line for a leadoff double.
It's that new elbow pad Fielder has been wearing this year to protect his lead elbow, and kind of unhitched on him around the bases. Here's Casey McGee now with Fielder at second base. This is a spot where McGee really shined last year. It's one thing to go to the opposite field to allow the runner to third base with nobody out. McGee took it to another step. He took it to the Mickey Hatcher step. His idea was, if I'm going to go the other way, I'm going to drive one through the gap the other way.
Yeah, at least until you have 2 strikes. You're right. Don't give yourself up, particularly only in the 4th inning. Nice easy stroke on a pitch away from Casey. And just flies out of here to right center to give the Brewers a 3-run first with 2 outs.
No Fielder ready to run at second base. And Casey drives one through, a base hit. That's exactly what I'm talking about. McGee kind of transferred his game from a situational execution type hitter, because he was trying to make a team last year. All of a sudden he's in the 5 spot in a run producing position. Not only does he come up with an opposite field ground ball, but he drives it through the hole for a base hit.
Yeah, the tougher thing about that is to get on top of that pitch, really concentrate on getting on top of that pitch away to drive it in that direction and not just hit a lazy fly ball. You know, look at the eyes right down on that baseball. Outstanding head position in order to drive that ball to the opposite field. Nice job by Casey. A lot of times you see a guy just try and feel his way to just kind of flare it out to right field and kind of pull your head a little bit, but he was looking to drive it that way.
Well, it's good baseball, certainly good hitting. And the Brewers do get their man to third base, and a bonus that it comes on a base hit. So runners at the corners. Still nobody out, and here's Greg Zahn. Most of Zahn's at-bats over the last few years have come as a left-handed hitter. Been a backup most of his career. Switch hitting catcher. Last year, split time between the Orioles and the Rays. He was traded to Tampa in August. But he gets a chance as the everyday catcher here with backup George Coteras. You see the splits for Greg Zahn. These are career numbers, and obviously by the numbers, the home runs and the RBIs. Much fewer at bats as a right-handed hitter.
That's always the way it seems to be when you have a switch hitter. More times than not, a switch hitter will have a lot more power from one side of the plate to the other. And you're always going to get more home runs against right-handed pitching for some reason than you would lefties.
Bounce it to short for one, over to first for two, a double play. But fielder scores the run. No RBI for Zahn. The Brewers tack one on to their lead, however. It's 4-2 Milwaukee.
Well, good thing Tulowitzki didn't go to home plate because Prince fell down about a third of the way down the line at third. Check out Prince if you can see him. You can't. They're thinking two all the way. Easy double play with Zahn getting down the line. Still not running all that well. There goes Prince. They'd have had him at home plate. Of course, I think at this point in the ball game, the Rockies would rather have 2 outs.
How do you think Chris Iannetta feels about that?
He's happy they went for 2.
The Rockies catcher.
Because you know Prince is one going to get tagged out.
Iannetta, he's got his hands up the whole time. No, we're good here. Go ahead and turn that double play. Everybody stays safe. So Prince scores. Greg Smith with the bases clean and 2 outs. Corey Hart last time up grounded out to third. He's 0 for 1. And Tulowitzki pulls one back. Another line drive out to the shortstop. Inning over, but the Brewers add to their lead. Fielder gracefully scores the run. in Milwaukee. 4-2, the Brewers lead the Rockies. And Randy Wolf ready to start his 5th inning. Back-to-back scoreless innings for the Brewers left-hander. And he starts Clint Barmas with strike 1. Wolf will be 34 in August. He's from the Los Angeles area. Played his college ball at Pepperdine. Career high in games started last year. 34 starts. He was 11-7 for the Dodgers. And a 3.23 earned run average. Putting together one of his best seasons. Barmas drives one into right center. Gomez, a long run. That is over his head. And Barmas with a leadoff double. Subway question tonight, our trivia. Major League team did Randy Wolf hit his first Major League home run off of? And the answer is the Brewers. You knew it had to be some kind of Brewer connection. Back in 2002, right here at Miller Park. Has 5 career home runs, does Randy Wolf. That's the other part of his game that he brings to town. Good pitcher, good fielder of his position, and he swings the bat well. Smith, the pitcher, trying to bunt the runner over.
Oh, for Jimmy Osting, huh?
Jimmy O.
Left-handed pitcher. His only year was 2002 with the Brewers. A season that Brewer fans would like to forget.
Year 2 of Miller Park.
106 losses.
Ooh, man.
Those days are gone.
Yeah, that's just thinking about the ownership change. Mark Atanasio has brought a lot. There's a good bunt by Smith. Sacrifice bunt advances Barmas. And the Rockies with a runner at third and 1 gone. Back to the top of the order they go.
Yeah, well done by Smith. Able to get that bat out in front. Catches the baseball with the end of the bat. And rolls it down to third base beautifully. Had he bunted toward first, Prince is right on top of him.
Well, after the run the Brewers post in the 4th inning, tying run is at the plate instead of being at third base. Broken bat grounder. Escobar thought about home, takes the shore out. 2 outs, RBI ground out for Carlos Gonzalez. And it is 4-3 Brewers.
Hey fans, catch a minor league game here at Miller Park on Friday, May 7th. The Timber Rattlers against the Cedar Rapids Colonels. Visit Brewers.com for $10 tickets. That's sponsored by Cops and Pick and Save.
Nice crowd tonight. The day after opening day. You got to think it's going to be a crowd in the, I would say, mid-30s, perhaps.
Yeah. Nice crowd for a Tuesday night.
A lot of kids on spring break this week, and it's great to see them here at the ballpark. Get to stay up late. Two outs for Fowler. There's that slow-moving curveball. 65 miles an hour.
Man just has a unique ability to be able to throw that pitch for a strike. I mean, he calls it a gravity ball, but it has a sharp break to it.
And then he puts one right by Fowler. Randy Wolf has 6 strikeouts through 5 innings. The Rockies do get a run. It's a 4-3 ball game. The Brewers lead it. We're headed to the baseball. It's just not summer without them. And by the Miller Lite aluminum pint, 4 more ounces of that great Pilsner taste. Big crowd on hand today at Miller Park, day after opening day. 161 to go. Great fun out here yesterday, and as we were praising Mother Nature for the weather yesterday, temperatures in the mid-60s. Today we praise that what is man-made and this beautiful roof that keeps everybody dry and protected.
On the way home yesterday from the ballpark, rain, big thunderstorms last night, and it's nice to know you wake up to rain and know you're not going to have to deal with any rain delays.
All the dogs under the sheets last night. 4-3 Milwaukee, and Alcides Escobar leads off. Well, Greg Smith giving up the run last inning. A 3-run first for the Brewers on a Casey McGee 2-out 3-run home run. Escobar grounded out in the second. He's 0 for 1. Rolled out to third base. And another changeup by Smith, well short of its destination. It's about the 4th or 5th time he's done that.
Yeah.
He's doing it so often it might end up being a setup pitch.
Yeah, sometimes when you do that, you spike them like that. You're trying to just sell the arm action a little bit too much.
Off the end of the bat, Tulowitzki has a great throwing arm. Escobar just cut down.
The changeup is an effective pitch because you choke the baseball back in your hand. A normal fastball, you're going to, basically grip with the end of your fingers. You can see the way he has that pitch, that baseball wrapped in the back of his hand. You try and throw it with the arm action of your fastball. Sometimes you throw it just a little bit too hard. That one had a little bit of a spin to it.
No, that was actually looked like a spike curveball. Not the knuckle curveball. Big difference.
Yeah, you dig the index finger into the seams, and sometimes, some pitchers feel as though they get better spin on the baseball that way, more of a sharp break to it. But he hasn't been able to command that pitch all that well.
Randy Wolf, a little soft fly ball foul to right. Now the knuckle curve is a pitch that you actually hold with both fingernails, and then you push it out. Bert Hooton had a great knuckle curveball. I don't know many pitchers who throw a knuckle curve anymore. You push it out with a forward rotation. I've seen pitchers who stick the index finger up when they throw a curveball. Smith strikes out Randy Wolf.
Yeah, Joe Niekro had a knuckle curve.
Now, CBS 58 News always has your most important news and your full, complete first alert weather in the first 10 minutes. Tonight at 10, turn to CBS 58's 10 at 10 News for just 10 minutes, as your most important news and full weather is always first. Keeping an eye on the weather tonight for sure. Day game tomorrow. The Brewers are back with a matinee tomorrow, the final game of this opening series of the year. A 12:10 first pitch. And we're back on Fox Sports Wisconsin tomorrow afternoon. Weeks is 0 for 1. He walked and scored in the first inning. Had a stolen base. That one's driven into right center field. This one is not coming back. Ricky Weeks with a home run. A missile into right center up in the Tundra territory. 5-3 Brewers.
Boy, you love the opposite field power here today. Ricky Weeks going to right center. No cheapie deep into right center. The only place you can be successful by swinging at that pitch is the opposite field. It was on the corner, but a little bit up, and Ricky able to go after it. and give it a ride. Nice short stroke. Let the ball travel back into him and put a nice swing on it.
Second home run of the game. Weeks joins McGee.
You try and pull that baseball, probably inning over. Weak grounder somewhere on the left side.
Well, 2 impressive home runs to the opposite field by McGee and Weeks today. Ricky had 9 home runs in just 6 weeks of baseball last year. He was on pace for one of his best seasons to date, and hoping to pick up where he left off after off-season or during season surgery and off-season rehabilitation. Three home runs on the year so far for the Crew. Gomez yesterday, Weeks, and McGee tonight.
And that's what the Brewers are going to have to do all season long. Can't wait back for Ryan and Prince to do it all. Got to get that production up and down that order.
Well, to a man, when you talk to the Brewers about who is going to make a significant impact this year, they tell you Ricky Weeks. Braun's going to put his numbers up. Fielder will post his numbers as well, but Weeks is the guy that I think everybody's excited to see what he can do now that he's healthy. As Gomez strikes out, changeup from Smith. The inning is over, but Ricky Weeks gets the run back for the Crew. 5-3 Milwaukee. We're through 5 complete as Weeks, his first clout of the season. Five to 3, the Brewers lead the Rockies. Todd Helton on the first pitch from Randy Wolf of the 6th inning with his third base hit. The lefty on lefty coming up with 3 hits tonight. A reminder, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Brewers. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Brewers. The 2 home runs tonight from McGee and Weeks. Casey's a 3-run shot in the first inning with 2 outs. And Ricky's home run with 2 outs last inning. That is a foul ball. Zahn jumping on it quickly.
Matt Tulowitzki off to a bit of a slow start. Very surprising that he would bunt for a base hit in that situation. Particularly all left-handers behind him in the lineup. But I guess if you start out 1 for 6, which isn't terrible. Casey McGee way back behind the bag at third. Why not try and drop down a bunt? You're doing the Brewers a favor.
Rockies have 6 hits. Helton has 3 of them. Yeah, good fastball by Randy Wolf.
Yeah, he's been wearing Tulowitzki out inside today. Got him on strikes and a fastball in. Jammed him on the ground ball that he got.
Zahn sets up away. And Wolf puts it right there. Chance for 2. Weeks to Escobar. Well, Ricky tried the glove pitch instead of going with his bare hand, and it might have cost him.
Escobar and Weeks are a little bit out of sync so far this year. First 2 games, that's got to be a double play ball right there. Ricky tried to shovel it over to Escobar, but it got caught in his glove. He got the out at second, but no chance for the double play.
Well, Escobar yesterday salvaged a poor flip from Weeks to turn a double play. Took a great pickup from Fielder as well, but this time the footwork disrupted and no double play able to be made.
And both times a little indecision as to how to get the ball to Escobar. This time, instead of trying to take the ball out and shovel it with his bare hand, it goes with the glove. Yesterday it was a little backhand flip that almost looked as though he could have made a pivot and thrown overhand to get it to him a little bit quicker.
Now one might have led to the other today as far as the decision goes. That's pretty well hit. Braun is there. Line drive out from Brad Hawk for out number 2.
After striking out his first 2 times up, he's not about to take a fastball and wait for something else. He picked on first pitch from Wolf and hit it hard.
Now Wolf labored a bit in that first inning. Gave up a couple of hits. But he has been efficient since. 80 pitches. Rockies have Manny Corpus, a former closer in Colorado before Houston Street arrived.
Kind of been a little bit down on the depth chart this year, isn't it?
After signing a multi-year deal, Corpus subjected to middle relief at this point of his career. So just looking down the batting order, the Rockies are at the 6th spot in their order with Iannetta. See what they have in mind with Smith coming out for the bottom of the 6th inning. Obviously, if that spot comes up this inning, they're going to have a rally going, and you probably see a pinch hitter.
That might be why Corpus is up. He doesn't look like he's in too much of a hurry to get ready. Kind of checking out the baseball, getting comfortable out there in the mound. I doubt that's what he would be doing if he was getting ready to come in the game.
Now 2 outs here in the 6th. A leadoff single by Helton. They'll ask if he went. Palms down from Phil Cuzzy. 2-0 on Iannetta. Plenty of power in this bat. Iannetta has good opposite field power as well.
I haven't seen Randy Wolf in a 2-0 count too often today. He's been ahead of a lot of hitters.
Found the corner. That's the thing about Wolf. He's able to pitch his way back into counts. He's got terrific command. That's not a pitch a hitter is looking for in a hitter's count. Right down at the bottom of the strike zone on the outside corner. Easy in theory, hard in practice. There's a good curveball. 2-2 the count on Iannetta.
Now who's going to be swinging at that up in the count 2-1? That's why it's so important for Wolf to throw that pitch for a strike, because very rarely do you get a swing on it until a hitter has 2 strikes.
Well, it's been his tendency to go back with a fastball after that slow curve. He's on inside. Fastball fouled away.
Yeah, big slow curve, and then you try to get him inside, but Wolf left that one out over the plate. Iannetta had a pretty good hack at it.
Got him. Strikeout number 7 for Randy Wolf. Went up the ladder with a fastball. Brewers still lead at 5-3. Casey McGee.
Inning, Casey McGee, a 2-strike, 3-run home run to the opposite field. Ricky Weeks flexing his muscles, taking it just about to the same spot, a little bit further. Ricky with his first of the year. Brewers with a 5-3 lead, and Randy Wolf has been on the top of his game. He has given up a home run, but through 6 innings, no walks and 7 strikeouts.
Well, the Rockies are going to make a pitching change here indeed, as Manny Corpus will come out of the bullpen. Greg Smith is out. The Feldco call to the pen as Jim Tracy goes with the hard-throwing right-hander.
Well, hasn't appeared in a Major League game since July 20th of last year. Underwent surgery to remove bone spurs. Has been a very serviceable reliever for the Colorado Rockies. He throws hard. There you see his numbers for his season last year. That's why he lost the closer's job. A .588 earned run average and a 1-3 record. Limited to only 35 games.
Corpus, a homegrown Rockies product. He was the closer in 07 for a time. Had 19 saves actually in 07. That was the Rockies World Series year. Ryan Braun, Prince Fielder, and Casey McGee coming up. 5-3 Brewers. And Ryan shoots one off the glove of Varmus. Varmus played that one off to the side, and it ate him up.
Now the Rockies committed 2 errors yesterday, both on the left side, Tulowitzki and Stewart. Today, relatively routine at second. Barmes lets this one roll right up his glove, elected not to get in front of it. And the Brewers with a base runner. Shoddy defense first couple of days for Colorado.
Errors by Tulowitzki and Stewart yesterday. And now Barmes here today opens the door a little bit. With Fielder at the plate, there are the numbers on Greg Smith. Goes 5 innings, gives up 4 hits but 5 runs. 3 coming in the first inning on that home run by McGee.
Yeah, over 30 of those pitches that you saw, what was it, 89 pitches in the first inning?
4 of the 5 runs coming with 2 outs on 2-out home runs. Fielder doubled off Smith his last time up. He doubled and scored. He's been on twice. He's scored twice.
Yeah, pretty good sinker that time from Corpus, only 90 miles an hour, not throwing as hard as he used to. Prince upset with himself because that was ball 3. You don't see Prince go out of the strike zone too often when he's up in the count.
Three and one. Fielder tracking that baseball. You see that big elbow pad he has on? That's new this year on his right elbow. Spent most of the spring experimenting with a couple of versions of that. That's the one he settles on. Just trying to protect himself a little bit. He was hit quite a bit a season ago. And he draws a walk. So Corpus working around Fielder. And it sets the stage for Casey McGee once again. Back in the first inning with 2 outs, they walked Fielder, and McGee made him pay. Opposite field home run, a 2-strike home run, and 3 runs in with 1 swing of the bat.
Boy, that turned things around for the Brewers. It looked as though Smith was going to get out of that inning. With 1 swing of the bat, they were down 3-1.
Well, big opportunity here. 2 on to start the inning. Corpus just doesn't have the kind of velocity he did when he first came up. He was a guy that was easily in the high 90s when he came to the big leagues. They had Corpus and Jimenez coming up through their minor league system, and everywhere they went, the scouts were sure to follow. A couple of guys throwing 100.
Boy, that's a small plate right there. I mean, those 2 pitches to Casey McGee look pretty good. The first one just off the inside corner, and I guess that pitch is low.
Got that one by McGee a little bit. 2 balls and a strike on Casey. Manny Corpus. Jim Tracy is without his closer, Houston Street, still on the disabled list. Corpus falling much earlier in the bullpen than what he's been used to the last few years. Just caught the corner. A breaking ball from Corpus. It's 2-2.
Yep, slider from Corpus. And basically fastball slider, not much else. He's throwing a fastball about 90 miles an hour. Ordinarily, he's in the mid-90s before he got hurt. It's a big difference.
Both of McGee's hits have come with 2 strikes. The 2-2. Casey takes a ball. Wow. He was waiting for the pain from Brian O'Nora.
That slider just dipped out of the strike zone. Looked pretty good most of the way down.
Excellent eye. See what Corpus does here. Full count. Braun at second. Fielder at first. And McGee into right center. That's playable. Dexter Fowler. Braun's going to tag. And here comes the throw. Braun is in there. Throw is cut off.
Good job by Ryan Braun. And now the Brewers score a run with a fly ball. Wasn't sure if that was going to be deep enough. But Ryan, with his good speed, able to get in there.
And it's a productive out for McGee. Quick trip to the mound here for Bob Apodaca. Well, a lot going on yesterday, of course, from opening day. A near no-hitter down in Texas by Sean Markham, but he ended up not only giving up the no-hitter, but giving up the game. How about Jason Hayward? What a debut. 4 RBIs. That guy's going to be something else.
Reminds you a lot of Fred McGriff, if you remember the crime dog. And just another day at the office for Albert.
Got a feeling Halladay is going to carve his way through the National League.
How about Albert Pujols? We didn't even mention him. Another 4 for 5.
Was he on that list? Was that him in the middle?
You kind of skipped him. Because you come to expect it, don't you?
That's hardly news. 4 hits. Couple of home runs.
Couple homers. 3 runs scored.
Chris Carpenter picked up the win for the Cardinals yesterday over the Reds. Cardinals are coming to town Friday. 3-game series. And all eyes on that Saturday matchup between Carpenter and Gallardo. That's going to be a good one. Here's Greg Zahn with 1 away. Runners at the corners. Inning started with an error. Braun reaching on an E4. Little bouncer. Zahn's got a hustle. Chance for 2. Tulowitzki's relay is in time. Boy, the Rockies get out of it. Zahn bounces into his second double play of the game. First and second, nobody out. The Brewers cannot score. On our way to the 7th inning from Windows, Siding, and Doors. For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866-4FELCO. There's a beautiful shot of Miller Park. First night game of the 2010 season. And a terrific crowd on hand for Game 2 against the Rockies. Rockies winning yesterday by a 5-3 final score. Brewers lead at 5-3 here tonight. And it's Ian Stewart to lead off this 7th inning. Randy Wolf starts inning number 7, 86 pitches at this point. Matt Daly getting loose in that Rockies bullpen. Saw Daly yesterday. He got a big out, thwarting a Brewers rally. Stewart rips one. That is a fair ball. That goes all the way to the corner. Stewart thinking about 3 here. Now he'll pull up with a double. Hart fielded it cleanly in the corner in right field, and Stewart stays hot. That's his 2nd hit of the game.
Todd Helton and Ian Stewart responsible for 5 of the 6 Rocky base hits. Both left-handed hitters. Well, I guess if you're hot, you're hot. Doesn't matter who's out there. Stewart with authority down the right field line on the pitch in on it. Tried to get it in, didn't get it in far enough, and Stewart doing a nice job pulling the hands in and able to keep it just barely fair down that right field line. Almost hit the chalk.
Well, Stewart, who grew up taking batting practice from his dad, who is left-handed, showing he can hit the lefties. 2 hits tonight, a home run and a double. And for the 3rd straight inning, the Brewers having to deal with a leadoff base runner for Colorado. And on 2 of those occasions, leadoff doubles. Barmas doubled his last time up. He doubled and scored in the 5th.
Yeah, those leadoff doubles will kill you. I mean, more times than not, those leadoff doubles are going to come around to score. And Barmas in a position to be able to just get Stewart over to 3rd base with less than 2 outs. Going to see a pinch hitter for the pitcher's spot that's on deck. I should say in the hole.
Well, Wolf's pitch count in good shape now. It's at 90. And certainly able to stretch into the low 100s based on his spring training and the spring training build-up for the first start of the year.
Yep, Yvonne Gallardo able to go 7 innings yesterday.
2-1. Clint Barmas, he was the Rockies' everyday shortstop before Troy Tulowitzki arrived. Little flare into center. Gomez coming in hard. That's going to fall, a base hit. So the Rockies put their first 2 men aboard here in this 7th inning. Barmas didn't hit it well, but got enough of it to drop it over the shortstop's head.
That been on his hands and just enough to dump it in front of Gomez, who was playing deep in center. One thing we notice about Carlos Gomez, he does play rather deep in center field.
Instead of the lefty, LaTroy Hawkins, the right-hander. And here comes Rick Peterson. So I want to remind you, tomorrow, a matinee here at Miller Park. We're on the air at 11:30 with Brewers Live. Fox Sports Wisconsin. First pitch at 12:10 tomorrow. Thursday is an off day. Then the Cardinals come to town Friday. Friday's game on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Saturday is on Fox. And then Sunday's game is the Sunday night game of the week on ESPN. Well, Randy Wolf in trouble here in the 7th. It's been good today, however. Has 7 strikeouts through the first 6 innings.
7 strikeouts, no walks. He has allowed the home run. That's Ian Stewart back in the 2nd inning. One issue he's had to contend with is leadoff base runners in each of the last 3 innings.
A big hitter for Wolf here. Ryan Spilborgh's pinch hitting for Manny Corpus. Corpus, a scoreless inning, works around a leadoff error. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. 0-2.
And the Brewers willing to give up a run to get 2 outs. Infield back and double play depth. Important for Randy Wolf to get the ball down, get that ground ball. Been a lot of fly ball outs by the Rockies.
Wolf has Spilborghs in a hole. Got him. Zahn hangs on. And a big strikeout for Randy Wolf. That's number 8. Well timed at that.
Well, making him chase out of the strike zone on 2 strikes. Might have been off the outside corner just a bit. A little bit too close to take, and Spilborghs just waves at it.
Yesterday, Gallardo had 5 strikeouts through 7 innings. And tonight, Randy Wolf with 8. Now it's Gonzalez. Tough hitter to double up. One of their fastest runners. Maybe a chance. Weeks to second for 1. Escobar wisely puts it in his pocket. A run scores. Gonzalez drives in his 2nd run as he reaches on a fielder's choice.
Kind of a risky throw right there. Boy, I could see that ball going down the left field line. And a nice play by Escobar to make sure of 1. Check out Ricky spinning around and throwing a seed over to Escobar. And I tell you, Barmas got down there quickly to disrupt any chance of turning a double play.
Stewart scores easily. Dexter Fowler with a base hit. He was looking for that first pitch curveball. 3rd hit in the inning. And now the tying run is in scoring position.
Now the first pitch curveball up in the strike zone. Dexter Fowler saw it pretty well and able to line it into left field. That ball's down a little bit. No way he swings at it. Now the Brewers in tough shape now with Todd Helton, who's already 3 for 3.
Well, Maka will make the call to Stetter. So a better left-handed matchup and a good first start for Randy Wolf. Brewers are hoping to give him a win here tonight. Trying to get out of the 7th. We'll take a break. ballpark, greeting their brand new starting pitcher after he goes 6 2/3 innings, gives up 9 hits. Randy Wolf strikes out 8. And no walks here today. And he'll give way to Mitch Stetter. As of now, Wolf has surrendered 4 runs. 2 outs in the inning, however. And Stetter has the job to retire Todd Helton with 2 men aboard.
Yeah, tremendous numbers last year for Stetter. 71 appearances. Remember that stretch for Stetter, 15 consecutive outs via the strikeout. Needs one here.
Helton's been tough to handle tonight. 3 hits, all off Wolf. Had an RBI single in the first. Three career at-bats against Stetter. A couple of strikeouts. Rockies are fast on the bases right now with Gonzalez and Fowler.
You got to be careful with Todd Helton, anything away. These are the situations where he really looks to shoot the ball to left field, particularly with a guy like Stetter on the mound with that sidearm delivery. Brewers giving him a lot of room in the infield over there, and Ryan pretty much straight away and left.
Well, you got Tulowitzki coming up next. LaTroy Hawkins continues to throw in the bullpen. Stetter is in there to get Helton. So he'll be his only hitter. 5-4. The Brewers lead by a run. Tying run at second. And Helton pops it up. Escobar is back. He's making the call. Now Braun will call him off, and that's your inning. Mitch Stetter keeps Randy Wolf in a position to win in his Brewers debut. Randy Wolf goes 6 2/3, gives up 9 hits, 4 runs, all earned, no walks, 8 strikeouts, and he's in position to win if the Brewers can hang on. 5-4 Milwaukee as we head to the bottom of inning number 7. 37,344 the attendance tonight.
Well, you see the numbers for Matt Daly from a year ago. 57 appearances. 35 of those came in the second half. Has more strikeouts and innings pitched in his major league career. A very tough delivery for right-handed batters. Came into yesterday's ball game with the bases loaded and got the Colorado Ball Club out of a jam.
All right, so Daly is ready. Corey Hart will lead off. Hart leading off an inning for the third time tonight. He's 0 for 2. He lined out his last time up. Daly is the Rockies' right-handed version of Mitch Stetter. He's not an easy guy to pick up as a hitter.
Yeah, very unorthodox delivery, and that's half the battle up there at the plate, trying to figure out where that ball's coming out of his hand. Hides it very well. Actually starts his setup with his back almost to the hitter.
He had a good year last year, Daly, in his first year in the big leagues. 57 games, all out of the bullpen a season ago. Showed good command with that unusual pitching style.
Yeah, 55 strikeouts in 51 innings. Not too bad. It's all about deception.
Two and two to Hart.
Standing up there at the plate and just trying to figure out where am I going to see the baseball. You don't see it until right there, which is sometimes a little bit too late. Ball sneaks up on you.
Corey Hart, the decision between glasses and contacts. Contacts wins out. And he's starting to get used to them. That was the big drama during spring training. As Hart went through a number of glasses. All of them ended up back in the box. One of the problems he had with contacts, getting them in his eyes and out of his eyes. Gave him a little bit of the heebie-jeebies to go in there and dig out those contacts.
Well, if you're not used to it, I mean, I can see.
He said, I just can't do it.
Start digging around your eyeballs.
They told him you better learn fast.
Can't be easy down in Arizona trying to get used to contacts either. All the dust.
And all the day games.
Flying around and tough to see anyway.
Certainly a player to watch this year for the Brewers. 3-2 is outside, ball 4, close pitch.
Nice.
And Corey Hart, a leadoff walk. Well, WMLW is your home for great comedies, including My Wife and Kids, tonight at 10:30, followed by Everybody Hates Chris. Tonight at 11 here on WMLW. Not our producer, Chris Withers, but a different Chris.
Is that a real show?
You know, everybody hates Chris. Everybody loves Raymond. It's a Chris Rock show. Everybody hates Chris.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's harsh. Get a complex if you're Chris.
Yeah, check it out tonight, Rock.
Gonna.
Something new for you.
What time?
10:30. Here's Escobar. Well, from what we saw in the spring, this is the spot in the order in this kind of scenario that Ken Maka likes to do some things offensively.
Yeah, hit and run. Daly looks like he's relatively slow to home plate. Corey's got good speed.
Saw Craig Counsell on deck. He'll hit for Stetter.
Got that high leg kick. He throws that arm behind his back and then comes to home plate. Corey doesn't have a very big lead out there, though. He's getting the scouting report right now from Eddie Cedar. This is what to look for, and then take off.
Hard with a short lead over there at first base. Escobar sends one to left, playable for Gonzalez. A big swing from Escobar off the end of the bat.
Well, he just missed it. Had a good swing at it.
Well, Escobar is 0 for 3. And an ovation for Craig Counsell.
Just a little bit out in front, down on the end of the bat. Now, Alcidi's not going to hit many home runs unless he hits the sweet spot with it.
Well, we'll see if something's on here for the skipper. Top of the order coming up next. 5-4, the Brewers lead it. Rockies got a run in the top of this inning to pull within 1.
It's got to be tough for Daly to make a quick move over to first base with the way his feet are lined up.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised Hart hasn't attempted a steal yet.
He steps off the pitching rubber and really delays his throw to first base. He can get all tied up out there the way his feet are set.
Craig Counsell into right center field. Brad Hawk gives chase, and he'll run it down at the track. So a couple of fly ball outs, and Corey Hart still standing at first base.
Craig had a good pitch to hit. Just a little bit down on the end, just like Eske. Picking on the first pitch.
Well, Daly has 2 outs. And here comes Ricky Weeks. Last time up, Weeks went deep. Hit a shot into the tundra territory in right center. LaTroy Hawkins will have the 8th. And if it stays the same, Trevor Hoffman for the 9th. Now Hart was leaning that time. He looked like he wanted to run. But getting back with ease.
Yeah.
And you got to think that's probably as quick as Daly can get it over there.
Yeah. I mean, the way his feet are set, there's no way he can be very quick to first base.
Ed Cedar with that stopwatch in his right hand. Every move he makes. Records the time. And then it's simple math from there. The catcher's throw to second base, the pitcher's throw to first. If you can run to second base faster than those 2 times combined, you take off. And there goes Hart. And Weeks takes the pitch. Corey a head first slide. He's in there. Stolen base.
Pretty close. Iannetta gets rid of it very quickly. Throw a little bit high, just a touch high. Had it been on the bag, Corey would have been out. Barmes, I think, thought he had the out at second base. That's how quickly Iannetta gets rid of it. The throw sails on him just a bit, and according to Chris Guccione, Corey got the hand in there. Wasn't in a very good position to make that call, was he? Couldn't see very well.
2 stolen bases for the Brewers tonight, Weeks and Hart. And now a base hit will put a run on the board. 2 outs. Weeks in a hitter's count. Almost hit him.
See Guccione trying to get his head in position, and boy, very close at second. Looked like Corey got his hand in there.
Hart had back-to-back years of 20-plus steals, just 11 last year. 07 and 08, he stole 23 bases. Walked him. So Daly content to pitch around Weeks with a base open at first, and now it's Carlos Gomez. Big spot for Gomez. 4 hits yesterday, and a chance to produce some runs here in his 4th at-bat today. He's 0 for 3.
Pretty much all sinking fastballs from Daly to all the Brewer hitters so far. Hasn't breaking out or used a breaking pitch yet. There's one. As soon as we mention it, throws a slider.
Might see a few more. I'm thinking.
Well, now that he's ahead, he's pretty much in the driver's seat at this point.
Well, the Rockies will have the middle of their order coming up in the 8th inning. Tulowitzki, Hawk, and Iannetta. Gomez, if he can reach, Ryan Braun would hit. Carlos homered yesterday, tied a Brewers record, 4 hits in his debut. And that is going to be an easy out. So the Brewers strand a pair. Gomez retired. Daly a scoreless 7th. Here comes LaTroy Hawkins for the 8th.
Coming up in the Minnesota Twins organization and playing my, the better part of my years in the major leagues with Minnesota, I got a chance to see how a team, is successful running an organization on a small budget, and I saw the Brewers going in that same direction, and they're definitely in that same direction. And you know, I want to be a part of that. You know, everybody say, well, you're getting old, you're getting old. Well, to keep myself young, I just keep trying to sign with young teams.
That is LaTroy Hawkins on why he chose Milwaukee. Signed a 2-year deal in the offseason, and Hawkins ready to make his Brewers debut.
Yeah, that earned run average good for the 6th best National League relief pitcher's ERA last year. So in his 14th season, seems to be getting better as he gets older.
Spent 9 years in Minnesota. He faces Troy Tulowitzki to start it. 16th big league season for LaTroy Hawkins.
Yep, 11 saves, a .213 earned run average, and 65 relief appearances. Hard thrower, LaTroy Hawkins. Slider, changeup.
Tulowitzki down to the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Well, the Brewers are congratulating the Milwaukee Bucks on making it to the NBA playoffs. A win tonight for the Bucks.
Nice year, huh?
It's been a great story.
Been a great second half for the Bucks.
They beat the Bulls tonight to clinch that playoff berth. It's been since the 05-06 season since the Bucks were in the postseason. You got to fear the deer, Rock.
Yeah.
Fear the deer. Well, we wish our friends over at the Bucks the best of luck.
Jim Paskey, John McLaughlin. Been a good year for him.
Ball and 2 strikes on Tulowitzki. Brewers hanging on to a 1-run lead here in the 8th inning. Hawkins doing all he can to get it to Trevor Hoffman for a chance at a save. Hawkins is 37 years of age. He was in the big leagues early. He was in the big leagues at 22. A lot of games under his belt in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, came up as a starter.
This is game number 754 of his big league career. Struck him out. Hawkins gets Tulowitzki.
Not talking about hiding the baseball. We were talking about that with Matt Daly. LaTroy Hawkins does a pretty good job of it himself. Kind of rocks back, turns his shoulders, hides the baseball as long as he can. All of a sudden, here it is, and unlike Daly, gets it up there at about 95 miles an hour. You can see it right there. That's what the hitter sees.
And a quick pitch from Hawkins. I was talking to Rick Peterson about that this spring, and that's something he'll do. His normal rhythm is that pause. Obviously, when nobody's on base, Hawkins works from the stretch anyway, so that's the time to use it. And he'll usually do it when you get to 2 strikes. It works on the other side of it, too. If hitters know he'll quick pitch, he's not afraid to show either way because he feels like he can disrupt a little timing based on his timing on the mound. The sneak attack.
Yeah, there's the normal delivery. He will take a little bit of a pause. 1001, 1002, then go to home plate. And all of a sudden, he'll get that glove to the belt and then go right away. Surprise the hitter just enough to maybe they're behind the baseball a little bit, jam themselves, or even miss it.
Well, still has a good fastball. You heard a little bit Hawkins talking about, his age, and he gets the old man jokes. He's nowhere near the oldest on this ball club.
A lot of that going around, aren't there?
He keeps himself in great shape.
Got to be careful with those jokes.
Hawkins makes a play. Makes it easy on himself for the second out.
Yeah, players don't like hearing those old jokes as much as I do up in the booth because I hear them every day. Nice play by LaTroy. Little jam shot right back to him.
You mean when you hear them? You only hear about a third of the jokes we run.
Right.
the ageless wonder, Trevor Hoffman.
Yeah, we were talking about on our open today how young the starting lineup is for the Brewers. All the experience is in the bullpen and on the bench, and that's where you want it, really. Guys don't play every day. A lot of baseball experience in that shot right there.
"37-year-old Hawkins, 42-year-old Hoffman."
And isn't that what you want late in the games? Experience. These guys really have seen everything. Nothing surprises them. That's what you need. 7th, 8th, 9th innings.
Iannetta down in the hole. "0-2 pitch. Got him. LaTroy Hawkins. A 3-up, 3-down 8th with a couple of strikeouts. Impressive Brewers debut for LaTroy Hawkins. And here we go to the bottom of the 8th. To see this one, game 2 of 162. And it's Matt Belisle in the game for the Rockies. The Brewers lead it by a 5-4 score. And we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Belisle will face the middle of the order. He's got Braun, Fielder, and McGee to deal with.
Yeah, sinker baller gets a lot of outs on the ground. Spent some time with the Rockies last year. Most of his career has been spent with the Cincinnati Reds. Actually made some starts with the Reds early in his career.
Matt Belisle to face Ryan Braun. Hitters tell you about Belisle is he is tough to square up. A lot of movement on his fastball, has kind of a natural cut action. And Belisle, without that big fastball, has been able to have a lot of success out of the bullpen in Colorado.
Well, it throws a lot of curveballs and sliders too, and we can throw those 2 pitches for strikes and spot your fastball. That's a recipe for success.
So Ryan Braun 0 for 3 tonight, a couple of strikeouts. He reached on an error his last time up. Brewers have just 4 hits, but they have made them count. 5 runs, a 3-run homer by McGee, solo home run by Weeks.
That's that curveball we were talking about. That's pretty much straight over the top. It's got a little bit of right to left movement, but most of the movement is straight down.
Belisle gave up a run yesterday, 2/3 of an inning. First man out of the bullpen following Jimenez yesterday. Two and two to Braun. Trevor Hoffman getting ready. And will it be Trevor time? The first of the year in a save situation. Troy Hawkins coming out of a 3-up, 3-down 8th inning. Couple of strikeouts. Brewers bullpen has been very good tonight. Randy Wolf went 6 2/3, gave up 4 runs. In line for the win in his Brewers debut tonight. Going to be a tough play, and that'll be a base hit for Ryan Braun. A swinging bunt for Ryan Braun, his first hit of the game.
Hey, you take that any day of the week. Instead of 0 for 4, you're 1 for 4. Ryan able to get just enough of it, rolls it out there perfectly. And no chance for anybody to get him out. So a leadoff base runner for the Brewers again. That's the 3rd consecutive inning that they've been able to do that. Great feeling. You hit a ball like that, you get a base hit. Good hitters get hits like that.
And here's Prince on base all 3 times tonight. 2 walks and a double. Up there hacking. I didn't get that.
I didn't either.
Prince.
I was hoping you'd help me out with it.
Prince is the in my thunderstorm.
The yellow blotch in my thunderstorm. Oh, sun. Oh, it's the sun. Oh, okay.
Sounds like the title of a James Taylor song or something.
A little too deep, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you don't normally see sun in the thunderstorm. I know. Now, if they'd have drawn an I in there, that'd have been. Bill, will you help her out there? Use your telly and.
I don't think I can help that.
It's all right. We get it.
I don't get it. No, we don't.
She's asking for a home run. No balls and 2 strikes on Fielder. Ryan Braun over at first. And that one gets by Iannetta. And Braun takes a big turn at second. A wild pitch will get Braun to second base. Now a base hit. Will give the Brewers a little insurance.
That might have been a cross-up because that looked like a ball that Iannetta should have been able to at least get it. Having his glove, that's a pass ball.
Blew it by his own catcher.
When you're up back there, you know, expecting off speed to get fastball, it's tough to react to that.
And that will officially go down as a pass ball. All right, we'll see what they do at Prince here. You got a base open at first now. But Belisle has him in a hole at a ball and 2 strikes. Two and 2. Question here of how much do you want to bite off with Fielder? He's up there with 2 strikes, but he's a good 2-strike hitter. He's a good hitter at any count. Casey McGee would follow. Fielder over the head of Tulowitzki. Here comes Braun. He'll score as Prince Fielder drives in a run. His second hit of the game. It's 6-4 Milwaukee.
Oh, a great base running by Ryan Braun. He knew right away that ball was going to be over Tulowitzki's head. Never hesitated and was able to score easily. Boy, how strong is Prince Fielder? That ball in on his fists and able to muscle it into center field. Good job of making contact with 2 strikes. Check it out. That's right in there, down on the trademark. That is a tough pitch to fight off into center field. Prince able to do it and give the Brewers a little bit of insurance. It's a dynamic duo. Not their 2 best hits ever, but pretty productive.
Right, infield hit by Braun. Fielder fighting off a tough 2-strike hit. Brewers have done a nice job with 2 strikes tonight. Dale Swaim, when he goes through his charts, will be pleased about that. Esmil Rogers is loosening. Still nobody out. And Fielder at first base for Casey McGee. Well, they hit him a long way, and sometimes they don't hit him so far. Still works his 2 base hits.
It's not how, it's how many.
That's what's so impressive about Fielder. He's got all the power in the world. He's a slugger by all accounts. But he's a hitter, too.
Yeah.
Able to put the bat on the baseball. He can turn into Rod Carew if he needs to. McGee's had a big night. 2 hits, a 3-run home run in the first. And Trevor taking his time. Still nobody out.
Very nice to have that insurance run on the board, though. This is a very potent offense for these Colorado Rockies. That was a big run.
Especially with Ian Stewart set to lead off for the Rockies. Full count on McGee.
Well, let's see if Prince is going to be off and running on this pitch.
Now McGee handles the bat, doesn't strike out very often.
Big hole over there between first and second. Casey likes to use right field.
He stays put. McGee fouls one away. Now McGee has 4 hits on the young season. Both of his hits tonight have gone the other way. He was 2 for 4 yesterday, both singles. His home run was into the Rockies bullpen in right center. And he shot one through the hole between first and second in his second at bat. And McGee draws the walk. First 3 batters reach base for the Brewers. And we'll see how much rope Jim Tracy will give Matt Belisle here in this 8th inning.
And the thing is, he hasn't pitched all that badly. In that swinging bunt, the jam shot by Prince. Just the way it goes sometimes. Of course, walks never help, do they? Brewers have walked 6 times tonight.
Greg Zahn now with 2 on. Chance for a little redemption here for Zahn. He's had a rough night at the plate. 0 for 3. He's bounced into 2 double plays. Emergency hack for Zahn. Right. Thought about it at the last moment, and he's now in a hole at 0-2.
Yeah, Ken Maka said he'd rather not have Zahn catch 3 days in a row, particularly when the 3rd day would be a day game after a night game. So you figure George Gutierrez to get his first start for the Brewers tomorrow.
Still nobody out. No balls and 2 strikes on Zahn. One and 2 the count. Ken Maka told us earlier today Jeff Suppan is likely headed to the starting rotation when he's ready to return, and we'll know more tomorrow. But Suppan most likely to pitch Wednesday or Thursday of the Cub Series at Wrigley Field.
Yep, he'd like to split up those 2 lefties, Wolf and Davis.
Zahn, a little flare right to Tulowitzki. And it's the first down of the inning. Now, Maka was talking about splitting up the lefties. He won't do it the next time around, but because of off days. Matter of fact, 2 off days on the next road trip. Once you get into the 2nd and 3rd round through the rotation, that's when Wolf and Davis will be split up with Suppan. Suppan threw a simulated game on Sunday and scheduled for one more and a rehab start on the 15-day disabled list, but they were able to backdate it to the 26th of March. So he'll be eligible for that Cub Series. Corey Hart into right. And Hawk is there for out number 2.
Now that means the Brewers are going to have to make a move when Suppan comes off DL. 3 lefties right now in that bullpen as Trevor Hoffman. He's ready to go.
Nine saves away from 600. He is the all-time saves leader. Uncharted territory here. He and Mariano Rivera, the only 2 to achieve 500 saves in a career. Rivera saved one tonight against Boston at Fenway. Alcides Escobar with 2 away. A couple of runners on base. Brewers have a run in here in this 8th inning. on a Fielder RBI single. Fielder with 2 hits and 2 walks tonight. Escobar looking for his first hit of the night. The Rockies will have Ian Stewart, Clint Barmas, and then a pinch hitter due up in the ninth. Escobar down the line. That's a fair ball. Gets by Helton. Fielder around third on his way to the plate, and he'll score without a throw. Alcides Escobar takes it right out of the catcher's mitt for a base hit and an RBI.
And that first hit of the season, a big one. Able to drive in a run with 2 outs. Brewers have been pretty good with 2 outs tonight. Most of their run production has come with 2 outs. Escobar on the first pitch, just out of the reach of Todd Helton. Now, you're so used to seeing Helton make these plays right here. Kind of ate him up on that second hop. Slices it right down the right field line. Helton not able to come up with it, and Prince comes around to score run number 7.
So 2 runs are in the inning. RBIs from Fielder and Escobar. Escobar a threat to run at first. Runners at the corners, and Ken Maka will go to Jim Edmonds to pinch hit. 7th batter of the inning. 7-4 Brewers. Still a save situation for Hoffman as he continues to loosen in the bullpen. Was close to a balk.
And Matt Belisle hasn't had much luck in this inning, has he? I mean, nothing really scalded off the Brewer bats.
A little infield hit by Braun. A flare single by Fielder to drive in a run. And the spinner from Escobar inside the bag at first. Escobar had 42 steals in AAA last year. Content to stay put for now, and it's 2-0 on Edmonds. Edmonds started yesterday. Made the final out of the game on a line out. Was 1 for 4 with a walk. And with Corey Hart in the lineup tonight, in the starting lineup, the entire bench for the Brewers left-handed. I asked Ken Maka about the Rockies having a left-handed closer in Franklin Morales and an exclusively left-handed bench. He said, that's about 5 steps down the road.
Yeah.
We don't want to be in a position to face the closer. If we're facing a closer, we're in trouble as it is.
Right. Can't worry about that. I mean, you got to put your best lineup out there. Ideally, you'd like to have a little bit better mix out there, but that's not the way it worked out. You don't set out to have all lefties on your bench.
And Edmonds is down on strikes. The inning is over. The Brewers get a pair, and it's Trevor time in Milwaukee. Save opportunity number 1 for Trevor Hoffman.
It still hasn't obviously happened yet, so you don't want to put the cart in front of the horse. But I guess the sense of validation and your work ethic and trying to stay out there on a consistent basis is something that I think that number will stand for.
The pursuit of 600, Trevor Hoffman for his first save opportunity of the year. And a 3-run lead to work with, 7-4, the Brewers over the Rockies. Ian Stewart will lead off for Colorado. It was the greatest show in Milwaukee all season. Last season, the Trevor Hoffman story.
Well, it's been a tremendous show for now 18 years in Major League Baseball. Only appeared in 4 games this spring. Trevor doesn't need much to get ready. It's all about command of that fastball and that Bugs Bunny changeup. 591 and counting for Trevor.
Mariano Rivera, second on the all-time list. He saved a game tonight. 527 for Mariano Rivera. Then you got to go all the way down to Billy Wagner at 385. There is a base hit by Stewart. Ian Stewart on board once again with his 3rd hit. This time he's on his way to 3rd. Weeks throw. And Stewart is in there with a triple. He has a double, a triple, and a home run tonight.
That looked like a changeup from Trevor that stayed middle in, and Stewart did a nice job waiting back. The second time he's barely been able to keep it inside that right field line. Doing a nice job pulling the hands in, ripping it down the line. And by the time Corey gets there, Stewart able to get a triple. Good relay by the Brewers made it close.
3rd hit of the game for Stewart. After a home run yesterday on opening day, as Hoffman starts Clint Barmas with strike 1. Popped him up. Stewart will tag. Probably not deep enough as Hart makes the catch and Stewart doesn't bother. First out of the inning. Boy, it's going to be a great year following Trevor Hoffman as he approaches that magical milestone. Save number 500 came in 2007, in June of 07. That was as a member of the Padres against the Dodgers. His first save as a Brewer was number 555. And remember, it wasn't until late April. Started the season on the disabled list last year.
Yep, 37 for 41 in saves.
Little bouncer to Weeks. This will get a run in, but it's out number 2 for Trevor Hoffman. So the Rockies score their 5th run. And Hoffman is an out away from save number 592. Seth Smith with an RBI groundout. Top of the order, here is Gonzalez. Corner. 1-2 the count on Gonzalez. Shallow left, long run for Braun, and that's going to fall, a base hit. So Gonzalez with his second hit. And the Rockies will bring the tying run to the plate.
Yeah, you bet you. Just getting ready to say it. This Colorado offense just does not go away. That's our 11th base hit tonight. They've out hit the Brewers 11-7. Fastball off the plate. Not even a strike, but able to cover the plate enough to dump it in the left. Now here we go.
Gonzalez with 4 hits last night, 2 more tonight, has 2 RBIs in this game. And now Hoffman, instead of Dexter Fowler, will face Jason Giambi, who was put on this roster for spots such as these.
Looking to tie it up. Trevor likes to carve off that outside corner. Doesn't mess around inside too much in these situations. So unless he makes a mistake, going to be tough to take him out of the yard.
7-5 Brewers. Well, those 2 runs are looking large in the 8th inning as Hoffman starts Giambi with strike 1.
Yep, right on the black. Keep that changeup down in the zone.
Giambi, a big late season pickup for the Rockies last year, part of their playoff run. Gonzalez takes off. Hoffman doesn't bother with him. Maybe a stolen base for Gonzalez. The Brewers expecting Giambi to pull the baseball. Got Escobar near the bag at second. Two and one.
Change up in the zone. That's not where you want to put that pitch. Get that ball down around the knees. That's a pitch you can elevate.
Strike 2.
73 miles an hour for the changeup.
2-2 on Giambi with 2 away. Can Hoffman nail down the save? Got him. Trevor Hoffman, number 592, and the Brewers win for the first time in 2010. And a terrific job from the bullpen today. Mitch Stetter and LaTroy Hawkins making a winner out of Randy Wolf. And that march to 600 inches one closer. Just 8 away now, Rock.
Yeah, tremendous changeup to put away Giambi. That's exactly where you want it. Good to see the Brewers get in the win column against these Colorado Rockies. The Rockies had won 6-7 straight after yesterday. So good win today going into tomorrow's day game.
Randy Wolf wins his Brewers debut. He's 1-0. Hoffman, his first save of the year and his first chance. The loser, Greg Smith. And that'll do it from Miller Park tonight. Our final score, the Brewers 7, the Rockies 5. Brewers baseball returns tomorrow afternoon to Fox Sports Wisconsin when the Brewers wrap up the opening series of the year against the Rockies. Coverage begins at 11:30 for Brewers Live. Coming up next on WMLW, it's America's Funniest Home Videos. For Bill Schroeder and our entire WMLW crew, I'm Brian Anderson. Thanks for watching. Have a great night, everyone.